Hi guys, welcome to the Improved Garage YouTube channel. Today we're going to be messing around with some DIY detail products. So this is not a sponsored video. I bought these products with my own money. There will be links in the description that are affiliate links. So if you do buy something with those links, I will get a small kickback. But this is not a paid advertisement or a paid review. I am working through these products on my own to see how they work. I followed Ivan LaCroix for a while. I like his methods and he's very well respected in the community, and I just felt that it was a good product line to dive into and try for myself. So we're going to be using the Rinseless method, which is primarily what they show on their channel. I have a 2020 Mercedes SLC300. It's got about 20,000 miles on it. It is ceramic coated and it's been driven around the rain this week. It's got some dirt and dust and stuff like that on it. So we're just going to be cleaning that car up. We're going to start off by doing the wheels with their iron remover, followed by all clean, and then spraying with rinseless wash. We're going to use rinseless wash on the rest of the car. We're going to be using the Legacy sponge, and we're going to be using ceramic gloss and a drying towel. We're going to be using ceramic gloss with a decon towel if there's any contamination, and we're going to be using a drying towel to dry the car off when we're done. We'll try out their tire dressing, and we will also try out Interior Clean and Protect and their crystal clear glass cleaner. You'll notice that there are some other products from DIY Detail that I have here on the back wall that I'm not going to be using today. Tree sap remover I'll only use if I need it. I don't think that I will today. Panel prep and gold standard polish, we would only be using those if we're polishing. This car is ceramic coated and it was recently polished, so we shouldn't need any of those today. Water spot remover we also shouldn't need, and we're doing a waterless wash, so we shouldn't need to use Incredible Suds. So let's start off. I want to mix up some rinseless wash. I'm going to do it in my Merrilex sprayer as well as in my bucket. All right, so we've got a bucket here. This has a auto fiber grit guard in it. We're going to be mixing this up with the rinseless wash. So what they say is that you want 1 capful for each 2 gallons of water. So we'll do 1 capful, 2 capfuls, and we'll do like another half. This is a 6-gallon bucket. We won't fill it quite all the way, but we'll do most of it. So fill this up with water. This does smell good. I'm going to pop my Legacy sponge in the bucket here as well. I filled up my Merrilex sprayer as well. So this is a 1-liter pump sprayer. This works well for something like this. You could also use a solo sprayer, or if you have a keg or some sort of electric sprayer, those will work also. You don't want to be using a spray bottle for rinseless. It's just a lot of spraying. Your hand's going to be tired when you're done. So we're going to start off with the wheels. Very first thing, we're going to use iron remover. So the iron remover is ready to use, pre-diluted. So we're going to spray this on the wheels. We're just going to let this dwell. I'm going to hit this and I'm going to hit the next one. The iron remover smells like a typical iron remover. So it's got kind of that odor that you would expect. Iron remover is a color changing product. So if it detects iron, it will change color as it removes it to like a purple. And I'm not really having any of that action, which there's some on the brake rotor, but not really any on the wheel, which means that there isn't a whole lot of iron content on the wheels. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to spray all clean, spray the wheels, liberally, and then we're going to go around with a wheel brush and clean the wheels. All right, so we have, this is the barrel blade. I'm going to stick it in here once just to kind of get some rinseless on it, and then we're just going to go around and we're going to get in all of these pockets. Flag brush can work really well for this also. I'm just going to go around and do the same thing to all the other wheels and then come back. All right, so now We're going to rinse this with a rinseless car wash and our Merrilex sprayer. Just like that. Go around and do the rest of the wheels. All right, so now that we are done with the wheels, we are going to spray the car with rinseless. So I'm going to fill my sprayer back up, some more waterless wash, and I'm going to go around and spray the car with rinseless. And we're going to hit any bugs or heavy stuff a little bit extra. So I'm going to go around first. I'm going to look for anything that's heavy. Bug there, bug there. We'll get the front of the car as well. So the idea is that this rinseless wash is supposed to encapsulate the dirt and allow it to slide off the car without scratching or marring the paint that's below it. So anything that is heavy contamination, dirt, bugs, things like that, you're supposed to spray twice so that the pressure of the second spray can kind of push the dirt off the car. At least that's the way I understand it. Okay, and I'm gonna fill this back up just so I have some uncontaminated product in case I need it. And we're going to use the Legacy sponge, and you want to wring it out so that it's wet but not dripping, and you want to glide it on the paint. So you're not really pushing down, you're not scrubbing, you're just gliding it on the paint. So we'll do a section like half of a hood, and then we'll flip it over, hit it again. I like to overshoot my panel just a little bit so I know that I get the next one. And then we will do it again. So we're going to go panel by panel, working our way through this. You can go back and forth. You can go up and down, however you want to do it. The sponge has these fingers that are supposed to draw the dirt in, and there's two different colors, a black and a red side. To kind of, you start with the black, you finish with the red, or you start with the red and you finish with the black. It just kind of gives you something to go off of. So we're just going to go panel by panel all the way around the car. All right, so now we're going to decontaminate. So this is a decontamination towel. So in order to do this, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to stick it in the bucket, and then we're going to take our ceramic gloss, we're going to spray a panel like this, and we're going to very lightly, back and forth, allow this decontamination towel to pick up any contamination that is on the paint. We're going to go through panel by panel and hit all of this. If this gets dirty or hits the ground, you can dip it in the bucket, rinse it back out, and continue on. So I'm going to go through and do the entire car, and then I'm going to come back. All right, now we're going to dry the car. Again, we have ceramic gloss. We're going to spray the panel. We're going to dry. You can use your favorite drying towel. DIY Detail does sell towels, but I have a lot of rag company products and I didn't buy their towels. This is the rag company FTW, which is the towel that I normally use for drying aid. So we'll just go through and hit all of the panels one by one. All right, so we've gone around and we've dried off the car using our ceramic gloss. The last thing we need to do is we have to do the same thing to the wheels. So I'm going to switch rags to a wheel-specific rag, just because wheels tend to be dirty. This is a Gauntlet, and I'm going to spray ceramic gloss on the wheel face and clean this all out with the towel. And then we'll go around and get all of the rest of the wheels. I do recommend that you have a wheel-specific towel because it's really easy for one of these to hit the ground. It's really easy for you to end up with dirt, contamination, whatever, and you don't want to... Scratching a wheel sucks, but you can replace a wheel a lot easier than you can replace a panel in your car. So we're going to go around, we're going to do the same thing on all the other wheels, ceramic gloss, and come back. Okay, so wheels and tires are done. Next, we're going to apply a tire dressing. So I'm using their tire dressing. I'm going to be using my curveball brush, which is a Detail Factory product. Spray a little bit on the brush. We're going to use this to apply. I will say the smell of this is pretty good as well. All of the products have had a pleasant smell. So I'm going to go around, apply this to all 4 tires and come back. All right, so I've done the entire exterior of the car using the DIY Detail method. It took me 44 minutes. That includes mixing my bucket, diluting chemicals, refilling my pump sprayer. So I would say you could reasonably probably do this in 30 minutes or less, especially without the camera and everything else on a car of this size. So at this point, the battery in the camera is almost dead. I'm going to swap the battery for the camera, and then we're going to go work on the interior, and we're going to try out the interior cleaner and the crystal clear glass cleaner. All right, so first we're going to work on windows. This is a rag company Dry Me a River. The window actually looks really clear on the outside already from the rinseless wash. A lot of people use that type of product. Like, I actually carry a bottle of that inside my car just in case there's whatever, something gets on somewhere and it needs to be cleaned up. So it does a good job as a glass cleaner. So we've gotten that window done. I'm going to show you the interior clean and protect, which is another spray bottle that is ready to use. We'll spray that on here. It might be better to spray the towel because I got it all over the window that I just cleaned. Either that or clean the window last. Again, this is another product that smells great. DIY Detail really has their smells down. It's kind of cool. So this door panel may look pretty clean, but there's actually a variety of things that are on it already. So on the grill down here, we have some kick marks from dirty shoes, people kicking the door open. On this, there were some drip marks from probably a cleaner, maybe water, something like that. There were some spots here. They wiped right off. These hard surfaces have just some general dust on them. That cleaned right off. But up here, this actually had some suntan lotion on it. And suntan lotion can be tough. P&S Interior Cleaner does a decent job, but you really have to scrub it. This did kind of take it right off. So looking at how it dries, I would say it's kind of a satin finish. So it's not matte, but it's not, it's not Armor All. It's not disgusting, right? So we're going to go through and we're going to continue doing the rest of the interior with this, and then we'll come back and we'll do a wrap up on the video. At the beginning, I obviously watched the videos on YouTube, found that they were easy to follow, that there was a lot of information, and that they were well done, generally well done, easy to watch. I ordered the product from DIYdetail.com directly, not from Amazon or any other third party, although there are some third parties that sell it. The product shipped out in about 2 days. I received them in about a week from when I originally placed my order, which is reasonable. The products were well packaged. So each of these bottles came with a cap on them, and that cap was just a standard cap, no spray. And the sprayers came separate inside the box. The bottles were stood up, they were packaged well, there was sufficient packaging material in there. I've done 2 different orders from DIY Detail and nothing arrived damaged, so that's great. I feel that the pricing is reasonable. I feel that the knowledge that they are giving is actually more valuable than the product. They're telling you how to use the products and physically showing that. Kind of, reminds me of the early Chemical Guys days, but these are just better products in my limited experience with them. They've actually done a better job than any of the Chemical Guys products that I remember using. The process was easy. I found the sprayers to work well. The bottles are, nice, well written, ergonomic. They have directions on the back. The sprayers work well. They output a reasonable amount of liquid. They're just the standard Tolco sprayer, which is a really good sprayer, honestly, for a low-cost option. I didn't use a particularly large amount of any product, which is good. So that means that you could do many washes just by buying one of each of these things. I like the Tolco sprayers. The Merlex sprayer made me wish that they were better, but in general, they are a good sprayer. They're better than the one that Griot's gives you. They're better than the ones that Chemical Guys gives you. They're better than the ones that Geon gives you. They are a good sprayer to include. They're reliable, they work very well, and they have a great track record of being a good product. The Merlex is just really good. They recommend in their video that you make up 3 gallons of rinseless solution. I used about 3 gallons in total myself, and that includes me filling up my sprayer, and the sprayer is still full, but I used about 3 gallons total myself. So I would say if you're starting off with this, you probably want to mix something like 5 gallons like I did, just to give yourself a little bit extra until you get used to the method, get used to the product, get used to wringing out the sponge, already have a sprayer that's full of liquid, those types of things. In their videos, they're mixing up 3 gallons in their bucket, but they also have a keg that they're carrying around that has the premix already in it that they're spraying the car with. So they're not using the bucket 100% for washing the car like I was using it to refill my Merlex. This is a 1 liter Merlex sprayer. This worked very well for applying the product. I did have to pump it a handful of times to make it work. I emptied the bottle probably 1.5 times. So I probably went through about 1.5 liters of product. Part of that was me oversaturating the wheels and some of the areas where there was dirt. It rained last week. There was a lot of dirt collected on the trunk, and I hit that 2 or 3 times just to make sure that I didn't run into any scratches or marring. You probably want a bigger sprayer than this. Maybe a 2000 would probably be reasonable. You could fill that up at the beginning, use it for the entire thing, and not have to refill it through the entire process. Like I mentioned, this is a 1000, which is a 1 liter sprayer. They do make them bigger as well. I don't think that you need a backpack sprayer or anything that is air pressure powered or anything like that. A standard pump sprayer is going to work just fine. I do think that you need more than a hand sprayer. I think that this would drive you nuts if you're just trying to run around spray the car the entire time. All of the products smelled really good, with the exception of the iron breaker, which no iron breaker smells good, but I think that they all smelled very good. They're pleasing to use. It's not a bad experience to use any of the products, again, with the exception of the iron breaker, but every iron breaker is like that. What else? I like the line. I think that it's a line of good products. I spent under $200 on everything that I have here. They do sales from time to time. They do have some packages on their site. The one thing that I wish was a little bit different, like they keep having some products that go out of stock. For example, the decontamination towel keeps going out of stock. So you have to like catch it when it's in stock to grab one, and then they have free shipping over 50 bucks, and the decontamination towel isn't 50 bucks. So you have to add some more things to your cart to break the free shipping, or you have to pay for shipping, which I understand. Shipping is not free to them. It shouldn't be free to me. But at the same point, if I could just order all the stuff that I want, including the decontamination towel, and have them ship it to me when it actually comes back in stock, that would be preferred for me. I would rather just order it, wait. When it comes in, it comes to me. Other than that, the car looks great. So we'll just kind of walk you around. So we can see down the side of the car, there's lots of gloss. It feels nice and smooth. It's not as slick as like the Obsessed Garage Drying Aid or something like P&S Bead Maker, but it is slick. The tires have like a satin finish, which I actually like. Some people like a glossier finish. They're not going to end up that way. You can see the front's pretty dry. The back is still a little bit wet, still drying, but I don't see any scratches on the car, which is nice. Like I said, I did have a lot of dirt collected like down in here in this valley and some other places. I sprayed that 2 or 3 times. A lot of it ran down the bumper and I didn't have to worry about it. I did have some bugs and other things on the car. Those easily came off. So I'm going to go around. I'm just going to touch up any drips or anything like that I see. From what I understand, you can actually let this dry on the car and it won't spot. So you don't have to be perfect with it, but I'm just going to go around. Any drips, any runs, anything like that I happen to miss, I'll hit those again. And that's really it. I think that the product works well. I like the line. I have respect for Ivan and his experience in the industry. And I like what they're doing with their channel, with their informative nature, with them trying to make detailing more of an every person can do it kind of thing, because truly every person can do it if you want to do it. I realize some people just don't want to do it. I enjoy doing it, but I have interest in their products. I have interest in their method. I think that it works really well. Like I said, I did it in about an hour. That's interior and exterior while filming, while making up dilutions, having never done it before. So I would say reasonably, if you're not running a camera and you hustle a little bit, you could probably do this in 30 to 45 minutes, depending on whether you do the interior or not. So I think it's a reasonable method. It works well. And I just washed a car on a rainy day without having to worry about making a mess in the garage or moving cars out so that I could spray inside the garage without getting those covered with soap and water and other things, and getting those dirty or covered in rain that will then dry and leave spots. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll have a great day. Links in the description for DIY detail products. If you go to those, I will get a kickback. Just being honest, it's appreciated. It's how I can afford to go and spend $200 on one of everything that they make and test them on this car. So thank you and have a great day.